Hey YouTube, what's going on? So obviously there's a lot going on, as the lead-in tried to highlight. Hope everybody's doing good, checking in. But really, I think this video, what I want to get across is what we started off talking last year about. Beginning last year, we did the prep as you go, and by the end of the year, you will have a significant amount of stockpiles of what you need to be prepared for life's little daily inconveniences and then some. And we went through that, and if you haven't seen it, go check that out. And that's really what I wanted to talk about here as we look around at what's going on. The days of you being able to put a little bit back, a little bit of a time, and to stay ahead of the game, I guess you'd say, as far as needs go and as far as the masses, might be coming to an end. And I don't say that to like strike fear in the hearts of people, but just a reality check. When you look around at what's going on this week in particular, things have picked up their pace. And I'm not talking about the coronavirus. I think it might be leading and causing some of the issues, but it is not the primary problem. It is just exposing the bigger problems. And that is really what I started talking about and was most worried about at the beginning when I started this channel. And that is the economic calamity that is going to befall pretty much all of humanity, that is in the Western world at least, with the collapsing debt system. And if it doesn't collapse, the impending debt chokehold that will be put on everybody to keep the banks afloat, because they're the only ones that benefit from our system. And they, as they manipulate everything. But if you haven't been paying attention, we are in we're in historic territory. It's not extremely rare, it is historic. It is never happened when you look in America, at least. We are going the way of Spain and Greece. If you look at the debt markets, the bond markets this week, down below 1% on the 10-year. I have to check the 30-year today. I'll probably put a picture in here of it where it stands at this moment. All in historic territory down, and that does not bode well for us. Now, while you may be able to go out and refinance something and get something on debt, it's a trap, unfortunately. Granted, it gives you an opportunity to save a few $100 or something, but long term, and they're playing the long game, this is just a trap of the debt to get everybody back into the casino because they're running out of bullets. The QE programs, all that stuff is less and less effective. This is really, I mean, you look at where we were this time last year. What were we? 3.4% on a 10-year, something like that. Almost 3%, almost three whole. They call fractions of a percentage points in the debt market. So we're down like 300 and some points in their market speak that they do, and I just don't think the average person understands the significance and what that's really going to put a crimp on everybody's future and the future, the posterity of all of us. Not prosperity, posterity. Those that come after us and those that have yet to step foot on this earth, what they're going to be bound with if we do not shake off this debt system, if it does not end. We're down here at 0.7 something rates on the 10-year, and they want to push it lower. They're talking about negative rates. Bank holidays can't be far off, where they just close down, make money off your money so you don't have access to it, so they can continue to profit and manipulate things and steal real goods and services from you while they offer you up nothing, worthless debt just on a computer. I don't know how it ends, but it can end well, and it's going to be worse for all of us at the bottom as we're forced to deal with it. The inflationary issues, Obviously, oil is way down. Just all the market economic situation is something that cannot be understated. And this virus and the medical calamity that goes with it, I think, just exposes that. It exposes the hollow shell of the economy. When just a little bit of slowdown occurs, it just utterly collapsed in the last 3 weeks. Utterly collapsed. Not to where it ultimately could go or should go, but definitely in a manner that puts us all at risk. Obviously, those that are playing those markets have the most to lose, and the central bank has the most to lose because they lose all their control if that debt and all those things go away. So hopefully this video gets out to those that may not be aware. Maybe in the future, 10 years from now, people look at this and, oh, that was way off. That didn't happen at all. That may be true. But also 10 years from now, it could be like, oh yeah, it got a lot worse than this guy ever thought it would too. Who knows? But in the interim, I don't think it can be understated how much you need to, if you haven't done a little bit at a time, you're behind the 8 ball now, because as we're seeing what's going on this week with runs on the stores and everything else, the average person is starting to realize that they need to at least have water and toilet paper, apparently, because that's all people are getting from the Costco's and all the videos I've seen from Hawaii to New York to here in Las Vegas, down in Las Vegas, California, and everywhere else. It's like they go to Costco, they get toilet paper and water, which is both good, reasonable things to get if you think you're going to be quarantining your house for a long period of time. You don't want to be caught indoors without those things, but people might be starting to see the bigger picture. I don't know. I'm not that in tuned, but people are starting to realize something. It's hard to poll each individual, but with what's going on in this run, and some people trying to guilt trip people into thinking they're bad for going out and stocking up on some issues. Well, it's not that they're bad. They're just behind the power curve. They just got in the game late because they should have been doing a little bit of time overtime. As we've always stressed, if you're just getting started, just do it. 4 cans a week, 4 cans a month, whatever it is, get started and prep something more than what you need today so that you have it in the future. And you can home can, and all those things are all great too. But anything you can do is going to be better when it comes to times like this, and you don't want to go to the store because the masses are in there fighting each other over toilet paper. There was a video tonight I saw is Australia fighting over a package of toilet paper. It's madness, folks. It's coming. I don't know how bad it's going to get, but it doesn't hurt to be prepared. All right, I've ran long enough, folks. I think the virus might just be exposing all this, and just be aware that that's not the end-all be-all. It's just going to expose the system for what it is, and it could just collapse under its own weight now that it's been exposed and just not able to function when people are pulled from the system. As people stay home, as businesses close down, the economy is not flexible enough because it's so overburdened with debt. All right, that's enough rant. Prep hard, folks. You're free.